Okay, so in this video, I will just going to explain about this applicability of corporate tax on the natural person. Okay, so let's go through the details. So first thing, why the corporate tax was then implemented? Okay, so in UAE, just has implemented the corporate tax and to accelerate the business activities in the UAE to make the leading hub of businesses uh, and to reforms the to make the UAE commitment. UAE has made commitment to the international organization that it will make some rules and regulation for the tax transparency and preventing harmful practices on the corporate tax. Okay, that's why the UAE has implemented corporate tax. Okay, so let's go in the details. So what is the natural person? So okay, natural person means any individuals, either they are a human being of any age. Okay, whether residents or elsewhere, residents in UAE or elsewhere, that will be considered the natural person. If the natural person are doing the business activities or businesses in UAE, then it would be, they have to, then it will be considered the natural person either in the form of sole proprietorship or individual partners in the joint ventures conducting business or business activities. So that is the definition of the natural person. So what is the first tax period for the natural person? That will be the calendar year 2024. Okay, so you have to remember that this one calendar year 2024. That means January to December. So January to December will be the first tax period. Okay, for the natural persons, and they have to first register for the corporate tax registration, and the corporate tax registration due date is the 31st March 2025. So now let's go into further. So what is the natural persons? As we know that natural person doing the business or business activities in the UAE, and if their turnover exceeds 1 million AED, okay, if the turnover is 980, they don't have to register for the corporate tax. But if their turnover is exceeds 1 million AED, then they have to register for the corporate tax, and that also 1 million AED in the year 2024. For example, for the 12 months, January to December, then they have to register for the corporate tax registration. Okay, and the due date for registration is the 31st March 2025. So right now the only 3 days is left. Okay, 4 days. So you have better, you have to register for the corporate tax. Okay, and the turnover is 1 million AED. So better. And also if you don't register within the timelines, then you have to pay for the penalty, that is a 10,000 amount. Okay, so hurry and register for the corporate tax. So what are the incomes that will be considered in calculating the turnover of 1 million AED, and what are the incomes that will be not considered while calculating the turnover of 1 million AED? So these are the incomes that three head. Okay, so that incomes will not be considered while calculating the turnover of 1 million AED. What are they? But they are the salary. That means any form of remuneration from the employer, whether in the form of salary, bonus, gratuity, and any other form like a gift, that will be not considered in the turnover of 1 million AED. Okay, like personal investment income, that also will not considered. Okay, from in the 1 million turnover calculation. Okay, so if you are getting dividend from the personal investment account, so that also will not consider for the. But if you are getting dividend using the business account, that means you have invested to the business account, that will be considered. Okay, that will be considered for the calculation of turnover of 1 million AED. If you have any income from real estate investor income, like for example selling, leasing, subleasing, okay, so renting out of land or real estate property, so these incomes will also not considered while calculating the turnover of 1 million AED. Okay, so now let's go through few examples that will give more clarity. Okay, so let's talk about the case one. Okay, so these are the case. This is the case one. In case one, what is happening? The company has been invested using the personal investment account. Okay, so he don't have to pay the that amount if he are getting the dividend. So that amount will not be considered for this 1 million turnover. Okay, and this one example number two, that is regarding selling of the software license. So selling of the software license, it will be considered as a like a business activity. So if the turnover is 1 million AED, then they have to register for the corporate tax. In this case, 1.2 million is AED. So yes, she has to consider for the corporate tax. Okay. Okay, so and example our case number three. So that in this case, what is happen? She has like independent car rental agency. Independent car rental agency, that will be considered the business activities. Okay, and if she has invested in the as a shareholder of the joint stock company, so that will either if she had invested through the personal account, that will not consider for the calculation of 1 million AD. But independent car license, that will be considered the business, and generating monthly income of 1.5 million. So yearly obviously it is 18 million. Okay, so in this case, she has to register for the natural person has to register for the corporate tax registration. Okay, and in this case, employed means obvious the nature person is getting wage, so that income will not consider for that one. And selling the two personal car, so personal car, that will not consider the business activities. Okay, so in this case, the amount will not consider for this 1 million 80. Okay, turnover of 1 million. And here the rental income, so rental income from the two apartments that he bought as a real estate investment. So real estate income and two apartment. Okay, so that basically that means a rental income he is getting from the real estate investment. So that all amount will also not consider for the uh, calculation of 1 million AED. Okay, now let's move to the next example. In this case also there is a small bakery. Okay, so a small bakery, he is, has a like a business activities of a small bakery. So he is getting the bakery income of 980. And also the business of, he has invested in company C. Okay, through the business account. So whatever the dividend is getting, uh, so that also will be considered for this 1.1 million 80. Okay, so total turnover will be 1.5 million. So the nature person has to consider in the 1 million threshold. So he has to register for the corporate tax. So that's all for the natural persons. Okay, so let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. Okay, so maybe I can reply you on the comment section itself. Okay, thank you.